No, John, you've kind of become, in a lot of ways, and I've really noticed this over the last year. You've kind of become sort of the de facto spokesperson for Algorand, on top of being the chief technical officer. Now, saw something that suggested that maybe that Jessica Chen had something to do with that was one of her things behind the scenes. I don't know if that's true or not. I'd love to hear your take on that. And I don't know, do you think she got treated unfairly by the community?
Um, I think it's a tricky one.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe to start off with the easy one, I guess I have become the de facto face or spokesperson, I guess, at the foundation. But it fits easy, right? Because my background is deep technology on blockchain and Web3, and so I can speak to, I guess, all aspects of it, and so a lot of the interviews tend to be focused on things like opt-ins or why doesn't this thing support this or where are we going with that, and so a lot of that stuff is naturally going to be from my universe. And I enjoyed engaging with the community. I like
Yeah.
Twitter, and I like answering questions, and so it's a
But
natural.
that's kind of the opposite of what techie people usually are. At least the stereotype of tech people is usually kind of behind the scenes, not that great at speaking or dealing with the public. And I know that's a stereotype, and there's always exceptions. Clearly, you are one of the exceptions, because you seem to take to this pretty well. And I was, I was fairly taken by your speaking style at Decipher.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you probably brought a lot of people. Well, I mean, people are there for Algorand, of course, but and yeah, I just noticed over the years that suddenly, like, you're starting to pop up a lot more in places, and
Yeah.
also in some not so positive spaces, like with the what was that one guy? I can't remember that one guy, but he did this like Socratic messaging on
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Socratic questioning on a Twitter space that you went on, which was
yeah, yeah. He was
kind of
trying.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he was upset because I said 10,000 downloads when it was like
Oh, that's
when
right. Yeah.
and his point was that I couldn't prove that some of them weren't programmatic. That was his point. As
Right.
in, some of them might have been from CI/CD pipelines and stuff. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think it was frustrating because it was like kind of a minor point that was
right.
we took like like an hour of your time out of it to do.
And also, but I don't mind. I think it's important to be honest and authentic with things. And so he
Yeah.
did have a point. You do have to kind of course, try to hold yourself to a high bar of intellectual honesty. But at
Hmm.
the same time, and I really do like my brand is intellectual honesty. I
Yeah.
want to be perceived like that because I want to be someone who can be perceived by other people and other companies as someone who is honest. But at the same time, I'm trying to promote something here, and we don't have
Right.
anywhere near enough eyes on Algorand. We don't have anywhere
Agreed.
near enough awareness, and so I want to get people excited by it. And if I say something like, "Hey, we've had 10,000 downloads," and I don't finish it with, "By the way, maybe 30% of them are programmatic," I kind of don't really care because I want to get the message out there.
Hmm. Hmm.
On Jess, I think maybe she didn't engage with the community enough. And I think that was something that frustrated the community because they felt that a
Yeah.
CMO, especially of a crypto company, should be, I guess, more readily facing off with the community.
Yeah.
Um, I think in her defense, probably she had a lot to learn when she came in. So it was her first time to do work in crypto, and she didn't know a lot of the answers, and maybe she was learning. But yeah,
Hmm.
I think in the end, it was felt that she wasn't clicking into the role the right way, despite
Hmm.
her capability, and so we parted ways. And so there is an ongoing search for a new CMO to come in and lead the marketing effort, because of course it is a very important aspect of what we do.
Very
Uh,
important. Yeah.
I've said it before. This thing is tech and marketing. I mean, that is, I want to say this thing. This industry tends to be tech and marketing,
Yeah.
and so I think it's very important. And so we are looking out for that person. And they will be working alongside me and the rest of the team and trying to bring awareness.
Yeah, because to me, crypto is more like a startup. I think you have to have a startup mentality. You have to have a claw your way out of the hole kind of a mentality versus more of a like corporate structure. Even though there is kind of a corporate structure to it, but I think you have to have you really have to think in terms of like a startup where it's like everyone has to just kind of be ready to do what needs to be done.
100%. And by the way, that is my ethos. I'm going to do
Mhm.
whatever it takes to get us into the top 30 and then into the top 20, because that's where we need to be. The technology is good enough. I know this empirically because I've worked across so many different ecosystems. I understand implicitly the deep technicals of most of our competitors. And so I can tell you, we are. We say we. There, I'm speaking tribal again. But as an ecosystem, we deserve better. And I'm going to make sure with the rest of the team at the foundation that we get what we deserve. And so we have largely fixed developer tools to a point where they are great. They can get better. They will get better in Algorand v3. We're going to do some really, really exciting stuff. That means new languages. That means sublime debug. So it's going to be like as easy as debugging, your JavaScript. Okay. But, on top of that, and to get there, we also have to, be out there growing awareness. And that's why, to be honest, I see this as like nearly like building a movement. And so that's why I'm taking every opportunity to get out there and talk about this, whether it's I'm going to have a number of speaking engagements in the new year. I'll be attending CFC St. Moritz as a speaker there, which is a kind of quite an exclusive crypto event in Switzerland, and I'll be on stage speaking with Lehman Baird, the founder of Hedera. Emin will be there from AVAX. I'll be on stage with both of those guys talking about layer ones. And, I'm just committed as part of my role outside of tech to just getting the voice out there, getting the message out there.
Yeah, I mean, and you mentioned talking tribal. I kind of expect people from Algorand to be a little bit tribal, though. I think that's okay. But